Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of Liquidator's accounts. In previous session, I have discussed a very simple question in which I used to explain the order of payment to different stakeholders, right from fully secured creditors to equity shareholders. Today, in this session, I would like to discuss one important adjustment related to calculation of liquidator's remuneration when the remuneration is based on numbers of items. Let us refer the question first. Nemish Limited went into voluntary liquidation on June 30, 2020 when the following balance sheet was prepared. Liability side amount, assets side and amount. Authorized share capital 12,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid 12 lakhs. Information regarding authorized capital is given to us just for the purpose of presentation and understanding. We are not supposed to consider authorized share capital anywhere in our calculation. Paid up capital 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid. So amount of equity capital is rupees 6 lakhs. Profit and loss account 6,000. 8% debentures 1 lakh. Outstanding interest on debentures. Information regarding outstanding interest on debentures is given to us in our balance sheet and the amount is 8,000. Provident fund, but obviously it is a preferential creditors. Amount is rupees 6,000. Creditors 4,73,000 and salary of 3 clerks for the period of 2 months 27,000. On asset side, cash 24,000, goodwill 50,000, land and building 4,20,000, machinery 3,30,000, furniture 6,000, stock 3,40,000 and debtors 50,000. Total of the balance sheet on both the sides 12,20,000. Other information. Number 1. Debenture holders were paid on 31st December 2020. The date of payment to the debenture holders will be playing an important role at the time of calculation of payment to debenture holders. Liquidation expenses amounted to rupees 2,000. And number 3 is most important for this question. The liquidator's remuneration is 2% of the amount realized by him by selling the asset and 4% on the amount paid to preferential creditors and 10% on amount distributed to the equity shareholders. For this question, calculation of liquidator's remuneration is playing an important role because remuneration to the liquidator is based on 3 different aspects. First, 2% of the assets realized by the liquidator. Second, 4% on the amount paid to the preferential creditors to the company. And third, 10% on amount distributed to the equity shareholders. Even in a final examination, we can expect these kind of calculation for liquidator's remuneration. Number 4, the assets realized as follows: land and building rupees 3 lakhs, machinery rupees 3 lakhs 42,000, stock rupees 3 lakhs 10,000, furniture rupees 8,000, debtors rupees 46,000. Prepare liquidators final statements of receipt and payment. In this question, all other informations are given to us in a ready-made form, but we need to calculate information related to liquidator's remuneration in detail, and this is one of the most important adjustment for this question. After discussion of the question, let us move to the solution of this problem. First of all, we have to prepare a statement of liquidator's final statement of receipts and payments. The format of liquidator's final statement of receipts and payments remains same in all the questions, right from the first question of the chapter to the last question of the chapter. Receipt, amount, payment and amount. Let us start our calculation with receipt side. As per the information provided by the examiner on the asset side of the balance sheet, on the date of balance sheet, on the day of liquidation, the cash and bank balance was rupees 24,000. So without thinking much on the cash and bank balance available with the company, we have to insert rupees 24,000 as cash and bank balance available with the company on the date of balance sheet. Second, to assets realized. During the course of this liquidation, liquidator of the company has realized so many assets, and in order to prepare our calculation in a proper way, it is necessary for us to prepare a working note. Working note number 1. Working note number 1 is related to calculation of assets realized by the liquidator. Land and building amount realized by the liquidator from the land and building is rupees 3 lakhs. By selling machinery, the liquidator has realized rupees 3 lakhs 42,000. By selling the stock, rupees 3 lakhs 10,000 realized by the liquidator. By selling furniture, the liquidator has collected rupees 8,000, and from the debtors of the company he has recovered amount of rupees 46,000. So total amount realized by the liquidator by selling all the assets available with the company is rupees 10 lakhs 6,000. These 10 lakhs 6,000 is nothing more than total of 3 lakhs from land and building plus 3 lakhs 42,000 from machinery, 3 lakhs 10,000 by selling the stock plus 8,000 from furniture and 46,000 from debtors. Let us insert these 10 lakhs 6,000 on receipt side as total assets realized by the liquidator selling all the assets available to the company. Now let us move to the payment side of the liquidator's final statement of receipts and payments. As you all know that in a first phase, first stage, we need to make payment to the fully secured creditors and any due to the workers of the company. But in this question, information regarding fully secured creditors or any dues from the workers are not given. So we have to start payment to the different stakeholders from liquidator's expenses. So first and foremost payment to the liquidators of the company, and the amount paid to the liquidator is rupees 2000. Then we have to pay liquidator's remuneration. As we all know that payment to the liquidator is dependent on three different items. The first item, it is based on assets realized. Second item, amount paid to the preferential creditors of the company. And third, amount paid to the equity shareholders of the company. So at present, it is very much difficult for us to calculate liquidator's remuneration. That is why I have not inserted any figure over here just for the purpose of your learning. So just keep liquidator's remuneration as it is. We will calculate remuneration to the liquidator at later course. Third, preferential creditors. Total amount paid to the preferential creditors is rupees 33,000. For the purpose of understanding amount paid to preferential creditors, I have prepared a working note. Working note number 2. Let us move to working note number 2 for the purpose of understanding amount paid to preferential creditors. As per the information given in the balance sheet, there are two items that we can consider as preferential creditors. The first item is provident fund. As you all know that provident fund is always part of preferential creditors, and we have incorporated rupees 6,000 as preferential creditors. Now second item is salary of clerks. As per the rule, we need to calculate salary of clerks based on some condition. The first condition is actual salary. As per the information given on the liability side of the balance sheet, amount of actual salary payable to the clerks is rupees 27,000. Second, 4 months salary. Here it is 54,000. It is very simple. As per the information given to us in our question, amount of 2 months salary is rupees 27,000. So 27,000 for 2 months. So for 4 months, how much? And the amount is 54,000. The first amount is actual salary 27,000. Second amount, 4 months salary 54,000. Third, maximum permissible limit. So 20,000 per person multiplied by 3 clerks is equal to 60,000. Now you can analyze the information very properly. Actual salary 27,000, 4 months salary 54,000, and maximum permissible limit 20,000 rupees per person multiplied by 3 clerks is equal to 60,000. Out of these three, whichever is minimum, we have to consider this figure as salary of clerk, and the minimum figure is rupees 27,000, which is actual salary, So 6,000 for provident fund plus 27,000 salary of clerks is equal to total preferential creditors are 33,000. We have to shift these 33,000 to the statement, and amount is 33,000 for preferential creditors. Amount of preferential creditor is rupees 33,000. Now, on third stage, we need to pay amount to debenture holders. For the purpose of making the payment to debenture holders, I have prepared a working note so as we can calculate everything very properly. And as per the calculation, we have to pay total amount of rupees 1,12,000 to debenture holders. Let us understand working note number 3. Working note number 3 is all about payment to debenture holders of the company. Before calculation of payment to the debenture holders, it is necessary for all of you to recall, just to remember this important note. In initial stage of the chapter, I will discuss this important note with you, but at a later course of calculation, you need to remember this note. If the company is a solvent, that is a financially sound, we need to pay amount to debenture holders till the date of repayment. And if the company is insolvent, we have to pay them debenture interest till the date of winding up of the business. So this is the rule for the payment to the debenture holders. Let us calculate the amount payable to the debenture holders. Principal amount of debentures. As per the information given to us in our balance sheet on a liability side, amount of debentures is rupees 1 lakh. Outstanding interest as per the information given to us in the balance sheet on a liability side, rupees 8,000. And the company is solvent because the company has enough amount to pay all the creditors of the company. The company is at the capacity to discharge all the liabilities. So the company is solvent. So we need to pay additional interest till the date of payment. Now check the date of the balance sheet. The date of the balance sheet is June 30, 2020, and date of payment to the debenture holders is given as 31st December 2020. So from June 30, 2020 to 31st December 2020, July, August, September, October, November and December. There is a period of 6 months, and we have to pay interest for these 6 months to the debenture holders because the company is financially sound, stable or strong. Calculate additional interest. Principal amount 1 lakh. The rate of interest on a debenture is given on the liability side of the balance sheet, 8%. And additional period involved in our calculation is 6 months. So 1 lakh multiplied by 8% multiplied by 6 by 12. So additional amount of interest payable to the debenture holders till the date of payment is rupees 4,000. So total payment to debenture holders 1 lakh plus 8,000 plus 4,000. Total amount paid to the debenture holders to discharge their dues is rupees 1,12,000. Now we have to transfer these 1,12,000 to the liquidator's final statement of receipt and payment, and we have to record on payment side debenture holders rupees 1,12,000. Then on secured creditors, check liability side of the balance sheet, amount payable to unsecured. Now it is time to pay unsecured creditors. Check liability side of the balance sheet. On liability side of the balance sheet, information regarding creditors are given to us in a ready-made form, and amount of creditors is rupees 4,73,000. Now we have to transfer these 4,73,000 to the payment side of liquidator's final statement of receipts and payments. Now in this table, in this statement, two items are remaining. The first item is liquidator's remuneration, and second item is payment to the equity shareholders. In order to understand this calculation, we have to calculate liquidator's remuneration first. Let us calculate liquidator's remuneration. As per the information given to us, amount paid to liquidators as remuneration will be based on three different items. First, 2% on assets realized by the liquidator. As per our calculation, assets realized by the liquidator is rupees 10,06,000. So we have to calculate amount paid to the liquidator. 10,06,000 multiplied by 2%. So amount payable to the liquidator as remuneration at the rate of 2% is rupees 20,120. 4% on a payment to preferential creditors. As per our calculation, preferential creditors are 4 rupees 33,000, and on these 33,000 we have to pay 4% to the liquidator as his remuneration. So 33,000 multiplied by 4% is equal to 1,320. Now the last item for the payment to the liquidator is 10% on amount paid to equity shareholders. Right now we are not in the condition to calculate amount paid to the equity shareholders, because it is not necessary that we can pay amount to the equity shareholders in full. At this point of calculation, it should be clear in your mindset that equity shareholders are real owners of the company, and they are entitled to get from the company at the end if any amount is remaining with the liquidator. So until and unless we can calculate amount paid to equity shareholders, it is not possible for us to calculate total remuneration paid to the liquidator. So first of all, we have to calculate the amount payment to equity shareholders. In order to understand payment to equity shareholders, we have to prepare a statement, and in this statement we have to mention each and every information very properly. Let us understand the informations available in the statement. First, total receipt. Total receipt is rupees 10,30,000. It is total of the cash balance 24,000 and amount realized by the liquidator by selling all the assets rupees 10,06,000. So total receipt 10,30,000. Liquidation expenses 2,000. As this information is given to us in our question, we can directly insert this 2,000 over here. Remuneration to the liquidator, we don't know the total amount of liquidator's remuneration, but we can calculate amount of liquidator's remuneration on total asset 20,120 and amount paid to preferential creditors 1,320. So far we can pay them 21,440. The third amount, 10% amount on payment to equity shareholders, that we have to calculate, and we are doing this exercise for the calculation of remuneration for the liquidator on payment to equity shareholders. So at this stage of calculation, we are aware that the liquidator is entitled to get 2% on the total asset realized, and it is amounting to 20,120, and 4% on the preferential creditors. Preferential creditors are 33,000, so 4% equals to 1,320. So total of 20,120 and 1,320 comes to 21,440. Third, we have paid 33,000 to preferential creditors. We have paid 1,12,000 in total to debenture holders, and at last we have paid unsecured creditors rupees 4,73,000. So in this way we have paid 6,41,440 out of total collection made by the liquidator 10,30,000. We have paid 6,41,440 to the different stakeholders. So after making payment to different stakeholders, amount available to the liquidator on hand is rupees 3,88,560. Now out of these 3,88,560, we have to pay liquidator's remuneration at the rate of 10% on amount paid to equity shareholders, and we have to pay amount to equity shareholders, that is balancing figure in our statement. After calculation of balance available for equity shareholders, let us move to the final part of our calculation. And in a final part of the calculation, we have to calculate remuneration of liquidator on amount paid to equity shareholders. So let us assume that amount paid to equity shareholders is rupees 100. Just imagine for a moment that amount paid to the equity shareholder is rupees 100. So on the 100 rupees of payment to the equity shareholders, we have to pay remuneration at the rate of 10%, and the amount of remuneration is rupees 10. It means that liquidator is in need of total 110 rupees. 100 rupees for the payment to the equity shareholders and 10 rupees for the payment of remuneration. So total amount required 110. Now using this we can put a cross multiplication. If amount available to the liquidator is 110, amount of remuneration is 10, that you can directly correlate to this calculation. If we have 110 rupees in our hand, we can pay 10 rupees as a remuneration and 100 rupees to the equity shareholders. So amount available with the liquidator 110, so remuneration is 10, and we have 3,88,560 in our hand. So simply use a cross multiplication. Using this cross multiplication, you can find amount of remuneration paid to the liquidator, and it is rupees 35,324. Now we are at the capacity to calculate total amount payable to the liquidator as remuneration. 2% on assets realized, 20,120, 4% on preferential creditors, 1,320, and 10% on amount paid to the equity shareholders, 35,324, that we have completed just before a few minutes. So total amount payable to the liquidator as remuneration 56,764. Now we have to record this total remuneration 56,764 to the liquidator's final statement of receipt and payment. At initial stage, I have mentioned over here blank, but the figure of liquidator's remuneration is 56,764, and at the end of the calculation the answer is 3,53,236. that is amount of the difference, or you can say balancing figure payable to the equity shareholders. Total of the receipt side 10,30,000, and total of the payment side is also 10,30,000. So the amount available to us at the end, that is amount paid to the equity shareholders, 3,53,236. it is nothing more than the balancing figure. I would like to repeat at the end. Here equity shareholders are referred to as owners of the company, and they may get some more money than that of the equity share capital, or they may get less amount than that of the capital. So it is not necessary that they are getting their principal amount at the end of the liquidation process.